Crafters. In tonight's video, we're going to be making a hand sanitizer shadow box using the Decorative Trees Photopolymer stamp set and dies. For our background paper, we're going to use the Regal Distress Patterns Designer Series paper. Hi, I'm Joan Heberlein, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan Simple Paper Crafts, found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now before I go, I want to wish all those deer hunters out there good luck and be safe. And now we'll turn the camera down and get started. Here's the hand sanitizer shadow box we're going to be making tonight. And I'm going to use the Decorative Trees Photopolymer stamp set and dies to do this project. We'll use this stamp, all of these dies that are on this sheet, and these dies we won't need. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start by doing our shadow box. And this is what the shadow box looks like. I'm going to press this open. Actually, I want to show you the card. That's attached to the box, and then this is the box itself. And it just slides in there. So we're going to need to cut this piece down, and I'm using Pretty Peacock, and we're going to cut it down to 8 1/4 by 9 1/4. And first we'll take it out to 9 1/4, and I'm going to use my extending arm here to get that measurement. This is our trimmer, and it has our scoring blade on there, our trimming blade, and I added a third blade, and I wrote glitter on that blade. I took one of these that was dull, and I put it on the track and wrote glitter on there to use when I'm using my glitter papers or my foils, so that it doesn't dull this blade as much. And then I just move them out of the way, whichever ones I won't be needing, because they're still on the track. That works great. Then we're going to go ahead and do our measurement. We need a 9 1/4. And then we're going to turn it and do 8 1/4. Now you could do the folds on here, score it with the scoring blade, or use a stylus and put it in the track here. But I've got another tool I like to use instead. I think it works a lot nicer. It's our scoring board. And I just want to double check to make sure I got all the feet on there, because these pop off every now and then. And we're good there. And it doesn't matter which way you want to put this sheet on here, because we want to score it the same way all the way around. So our first one is going to be at 1/2 inch, and we're going to use this stylus that's right on this board down here. There's a little holder for the stylus right here. So we're going to score at 1/2 inch, and we're going to go all the way down. Then at 1 3/8, so 1, 2, 3/8. No, let me back up. 1/2 inch is 12.7 centimeters. 1 3/8 is 3.5 centimeters, and 1 7/8 is our next one, and that's going to be 4.8 centimeters. And the last one is at 2 3/4, or 6 centimeters. Then you want to turn it and do the same thing, but I've got one already scored, so we don't have to go all the way around. But we're going to need the scoring tool here. Then we want to take it at our longest edge, so that would be the 9 1/4. Yes, 9 1/4 would be 23.5 centimeters, and we're going to go in at 2 1/4. So here's 1, 2, and 1/4, and we want to go down 4 lines. So here's 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines. So that's down to the farthest. So that was 2 1/4 or 5.7 centimeters. Then the next one we wanted at 7 inches or 17.8 centimeters. We're just going down to that 4th score line right here. And then we flip it over, do the same thing. 2 1/4 or 5.7. Here's that 4th line. And the same thing with 7 inches or 17.8 centimeters. And you notice there's a smaller tip and a broader tip, and we're using the smaller tip to get a nice score line there. Now we're going to turn it on the short edge. That short edge is 8 1/4 inches or 21 centimeters. We're going to score that 3 1/4. Here's 3 1/4, and we want to just take it to the second line. So here's that first line, here's that second line. And then we're going to take it at 5 inches or 12.7 centimeters. And just to that first line again. Then flip it over or around. And then do the same thing, 3 1/4. And then 5 inches or 12.7 centimeters. Okay, we got that. And let me put this back. I think we're done with this tool completely. Next is we need our scissors, and we're going to take it on the long edge here. You see that's that last line we did here. I'm going to trim it up to 2 lines here. Get to this point, and we want to go diagonally to the 3rd line where that intersects. Then we get to that point, and we're going to turn it back and go all the way up to that 4th line right there. We want to do the same thing on the other side. So go up to the 2nd line and go up diagonally, and then turn and go up straight to that 4th line now. Then we're going to come back to this side. We're going to fold this over. I forgot, we're going to do all the folds on this. Let's come back. We're going to go and fold. Here's the crease here. We want to fold away from the crease. So we're going to fold it like this. So this is the 2nd long line right here. Burnish it. Then let's do that 3rd one. It's a lot easier if it's not cut already. And then that last one. Then on this side, do the same thing. We take that first fold in. The reason I'm making this box is because I needed a Secret Santa gift. So this is going to work really well. And so now we have all those folds, and then we can go back to our cutting. So we did this cut first here, and we mirrored it over here. Now we want to cut this side here. So we're going to go over to the 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to cut up here. Then we're going to take this line here, cut from the 3rd, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll cut this. And then what we need to do is just trim the edges a little bit. That makes it easier for when we're folding. So we're just doing an angle cut there on that edge. And we'll fold this back. We'll do an angle cut here. Angle cut here, angle cut here, and an angle cut here. And And then we want to repeat everything on this side. And once you get that done, we flip it and do the same thing to this side. And I've already got one already cut out like that. Let me go get that for you. And I've got this one already taped down for us too. This is what it looks like when we've got it all cut out. And then what we did is we put our tear and tape on the very tips of all our fold lines. So these are going to be our tabs. And I've got them on the very tips of those. To fold this, we're going to take it and we're going to take all these sides off right all at the same time. That makes it a lot easier. And I'm just using my Take Your Pick tool. Okay, now we're ready to start folding this. So first we want to fold these tabs in. And then we're going to just take this side and press them together. Like right that. So they're building our box there. And take the next one in. Fold it on the inside of the box. And just apply a little bit of pressure. Same thing with this side. And you want to make sure that these edges line up. And the same thing with this one. Then we take these sides here, and you see there's a fold here, there's a fold here, and there's a fold here. You want to fold this over so that this is coming down, touching the base right there. Let's fold that out here. We're going to do these sides first. So let's bring this up and then fold it. See, we've got that down here. Then we're going to fold this over, apply a little pressure there. Do the same thing with this one. See, that's down there. Then we fold this over, apply a little bit of pressure there. Then this one, fold it over, get that to right that spot. Apply a little pressure here. And it should fold down. And then the last one gets that lined up there. And then you just fold this here. And it makes that bottom one fold out. It's getting caught on something here. There. And let's make sure that that's done right. And I'm just applying a little bit of pressure here because the bottom box is folded out. This is going to help make this stick now. Then we can put our hand sanitizers in there. So we've got one called Sea Stone. You can drop that in there. Now we need to put the belly band on. And our belly band is going to be cut at 3 3/4 inches by 8 inches, or 9.5 centimeters by 20.3 centimeters. And what we do here is let's get it lined up right here. And then we'll fold it right here. Flip it over. And then we're going to fold it right here, kind of making a score line there. And we'll do the same thing here. And then we'll fold it right here. Then we'll just use our scoring tool to line those up. And make sure you line the edges up. Like this edge and this edge needs to be lined up properly. And I'm going to put the tear and tape on this piece here. And then we'll put it back on there. I know it's called tear and tape, but I cannot tear it with my arthritis. So I just use scissors.
And we're going to pull this off here. And we've got this box. And we're just going to line this up here. And we want to make sure we've got that lined up so the edges match, the top and the bottom. I don't want it to touch down because it'll stick right away. So that looks good there. And I'm going to make sure the ferns are going this way. And we'll put in our soap or our hand sanitizer. We're making sure we have the leaves going this way. And I want to put in our hand sanitizer, so I'm just going to push this out. And now we can put our little glue dot on there. We'll put one right here, right in the middle there. That'll keep it from rolling around inside there, kind of just make it a little more stable. Now we need to make our card for that. When I measured it, it was 2 3/4 wide, and if you multiply that by 2, that makes it 5.5 inches wide. So we need a piece cut at 5.5 inches or 14 centimeters. And then we have this being 3 3/4 inches deep, which is the 9.5 centimeters. Then we need to score it at 2 3/4 or 7 centimeters. Guess we need this still. So 2 3/4. Then we're just going to fold and burnish this. And I like to do it on both sides to get it nice and crisp. And that's going to work there. Great. Then we have our piece of basic white for the inside of the card. And that's going to be cut at 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. 2.5 is 6.4 centimeters, and 3.5 is 8.9 centimeters. And we're going to stamp this with our crumb cake, and we're going to use the old Christmas tree. Put it right about here. Then we're going to use that same stamp to put on the front of the card. And we're just going to do it at an angle here. And we're just going to make another row of angles. And one more right down here. Then we're just going to scrub this off with our Stampin' scrub. And I've already used this, so it's been sprayed with our Stampin' Mist. And I sprayed it on this side. That's where the water drop is. So that means this is the wet side, and this is the dry side. There's a sunbeam on this side. Okay, I think we are done with this too. So let's close this up before we get our elbows put in there. You can put this on the inside of the card. And we're going to use our Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. You can find this in the catalog, but I have it in this gun, which is not a Stampin' Up! Product. It's a My Sweet Petunia gun. I use this because of my arthritis. It allows you to do really delicate work with it. And I'm going to bring in our silicone mat so we don't have glue all over the place. And you want to leave 1/8 of an inch for a border on all 4 sides. And we'll just use our bone folder just to squish all that glue out. Get all the glue bubbles out. And I see I've got a little bit of glue on the lid here. So I'm just going to take my adhesive eraser that I bought at, it was a dollar store. And then for the front of the card, we're going to use our images here. So we're going to cut out a decorative tree in the background, and the base, the star, and the bulbs. And I've got another one here because I want to show you how to cut it out. We'll cut this one out not using the adhesive sheets. We'll do this one with the adhesive sheets, and you'll see how much nicer it is. So let's do this first one, and we're going to use this first. Let's get our cut and emboss machine up here. We need to bring this in, and we're going to use this pattern here, the number 1 plate and the number 2 plate. Then this already has an adhesive sheet on there, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in a different piece to use. Okay, so we want to do the tree in the green. So this will be the background sheet. And then I need to find my second number 2. And we're just going to cut this out. I probably should use some tape because I don't want it to shift on me. There's that. And then this one we're going to use this way. And let me go ahead and just cut out our ornaments and the star at the same time, because there's room on here right now. So here's our ornaments and our star. I really need to use that tape. Let me see if I can't find my tape here. This is that, I can't think what it's called. I will put it up on the video what tape I'm using here. Can't remember what it's called right offhand. And I have it in the other room, so I'm not going to run and get it real quick. Okay, let's pull this out. So that came off really easily. And this comes out pretty easily. We'll use those for the other tree. That's the star. These are the ornaments. And we can probably put that on here again. We're done with those. We're done with this as well. We'll come back and use this one yet. Okay, so we need to pop out this. Okay, let me get this gold out of here. I know I said it was gold, but it is actually brass foil. I meant to switch to gold when we started doing our card here, but I didn't do that, so we're going to use our brass foil. You won't be able to order that anymore. You'll want to use the gold foil. We're going to glue this down onto this card. We'll glue it onto this tree here. Let me pull this out here. And it works great with this. I'm just going to take some of these bigger sections here in the middle. I'm going to go all the way around the edge because we want the edge of the tree to stick down. And it's a good thing I have this silicone mat because I'm a little bit shaky tonight. And when I use the adhesive sheet, you'll see how much nicer it is for doing delicate work like this. I don't think I did this middle part yet. Okay, I'm going to take it and pull it over onto the tree. That looks good, doesn't it? And next we'll take this and we'll glue it on the back of this. on here. Okay, that one is done that way. Then the next one is we want to do using our adhesive sheets. And we've got some here. So we want to put some adhesive sheets on the back of this. And this one had some on there, but I want to show you how to put it on there. I've got 2 pieces here, and between the 2 of them, that should be enough to cover this. And there's a seam here, so I'm just going to peel that. This is the shiny. There's no stickiness on that. And then this piece has sticky on it too. So I'm going to do this part down here, and I can pull this next sheet off. There. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. Thought I had it too wide, but I guess not. So let's do this. This is this. Oh, that's the part that's sticky. There. And I'm just going to trim this off with my scissors, with these scissors, so that if it gets stuck on the scissors, it's not going to wreck my trimmers. And it's one reason to have an extra pair of scissors is to have one for adhesives, cutting adhesives. So what we need to do is we're going to cut this detailed one out, and I'll show you how much easier it is to get the paper out of there. Okay, we're going to bring this right back up here again. The number 1 plate, the number 2 plate. Put our paper down, and then the tree, and I just need to find that other plate right here. I'm going to take this. We probably won't use this. That is the base that's on here. Let me show you the other. That's this base here, but we won't use that because I'm not going to take this that far. And we'll just crank this out. Okay, I can see it's already releasing from there, and there's a lot of the paper stuck in that, and we can use one of these right here to get it out of here. So that cleans these out really well. Then this one, to clean this off, I didn't do a second backing, so let me do a backing so we've got something to glue it on. Do it this way. Bring that cutting machine back up here. Number 1 plate, number 2 plate, paper, die, and the second number 2 plate. This has adhesive backing on it too, but we're not going to worry about that right now because we're not going to put this on another piece of cardstock. To get this attached, you want to take, I'm going to show you what we were using though. This is the adhesive sheets. It comes in 6 by 12 inch, and you can cut it down this way, and then you can peel those sheets off. Here's one spot where it breaks, and here's another spot. Okay, so we're going to try and peel this off from here, and we want to leave all those little pieces on the paper here working right now. So we want to make sure those big ones release too, not just the tiny ones. Not quite all of them. I'm going to do this. Now this is another reason you want a silicone mat, because this has sticky on it and I don't want it to tear the paper. So it's actually the silicone mat. It's not going to tear it. It's just going to release it. I'm going to pull these off the back here. Now, like when we did the other one, you still had to get all these little things out of there. I think that it's about the same amount of time either way. A lot of times when you use the adhesive sheet, it'll stick to this paper and it pulls away really nice and clean. My sheet might be a little bit old. That might be the reason why these didn't stick to the paper rather than coming clean and sticking to my fingers. That's the other thing. You can pull it through this way and just have them stick to your fingers. I've done that when I got tired of trying to pick them through. Just got a couple more here. And then we can just apply it here. The adhesive will make it stick. And I see that there's some stuck right there. There's one there too. I'll take that one. Let me get my fingers clean. And then what I use to clean this mess up is I use one of these lint erasers and just pick up all those things. Then what we need to do next, this would go on another card. So that would go here, and then we would attach the star and the rest of the elements there. So what we need to do here is we need to put tear and tape on the back of this. And remember, I don't tear, I cut. I'm going to do 3 strips here because I want to have it stick to that box really good. And I can get some of this stuff out of the way here so we can see what we've got done here. We won't need these. And one more, right? And we'll just take our Take Your Pick tool and peel that paper backing off. Then we need to find out which is the top and the bottom of that hand sanitizer box. It's shadow box. This should be the top up here because of the way the directions of the leaves are. Yes, that's correct. Then we're going to put it on here. Let me take this out of here. And I want to center it. I gotta get my head in here. There we go. I think we are done. I hope you liked this project as much as I did. The shadow boxes work really great, and you can use just about any sentiment on top of it. Why don't you give it a try? If you enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji, which means you like it, and would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Bear with me a little bit longer because I want to let you know of the promotions going on right now. Get ready for our first ever Black Friday sale with up to 40% off most useful, needed, irresistible Stampin' Up! Products at deeper discounts than ever before. Shop between November 25th to December 1st so you can create more by spending less during this limited time only sale. Make most of this Black Friday sale. You'll want to stock up on essential products. This is a great chance for you to stock up and save on everyday tools and consumable items that every crafter needs. It's perfect for Christmas time. All the products that will be on sale will make a great gift for crafters, whether they're just starting to craft or if crafting is their middle name. And with the delivery set to arrive before Christmas, this sale is the perfect way to get in the festive spirit. There's more than just a sale. It's every chance to grab everyday crafting must-haves at a price too good to pass up. Products are available while supplies last. Mark your calendars. I'll be back next Sunday, November 30th at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be doing another project from the annual catalog. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.